So when it comes to Mount Rushmore of the NBA players, who do you have in your top four? I'm not trying to ask who your GOAT is because people think I'm not trying to. We here, okay?
We like that.
We here. I'm making sure the listeners are here because they're gonna look in and be like, "Oh, y'all saying Bernard King?" Bro, no, I'm not saying that.
Bernard King. No,
But
Bernard King.
Patrick Ewing and Bernard King and Will. No, bro. Sorry, Knicks fans, we're not doing that. No. What I'm trying to say is, there's a certain table when it comes to NBA players. Who are the four people at this table? That's the conversation we're about to have, okay? Y'all good, people listening? YouTubers? Everybody else? Okay, this is the conversation we're having. So take the GOAT conversation to Shannon Sharp and First Take and everybody else. We ain't doing that, okay? So now we here. So when it comes to this table, this round table of NBA hoopers, bro, who is in your Mount Rushmore?
Down. Down.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Down.
Guess what? This is a special day for you guys because it's an episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. Any day we drop, this is just like, it should technically be a holiday. For some reason, it's not. But we're going to work on that later. It's not our problem. It's y'all problem. But yeah, it's another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast featuring my guy, Defensive Player of the Year, Nelson Haskins. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm just say God is good, brother. I'm just leave right there, man. God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
Hey, boy, I know you grew up in the church.
Man, hey, we here, my boy. We here. Every time. Every trip.
Hey, that call and response, bro. You see somebody out in the public, you already know what's up, bro. Like, hey, God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. Hey,
God,
you know
is
you grew up in
good.
the church, bro. But
You might become best friends after that. My man, what's going on, man?
I got, what's up, my brother? Let me talk to you. But yeah,
Say
man.
your name, what?
Hey, you gonna talk for like 2 weeks. You don't even know that brother name, man. Like, what's your name, man? By the way. But anyway, let's talk basketball, man. People want to hear us talk like this. But anyway, man. So some interesting stuff has come along recently. A guy that, you know, your boy Shannon Sharp loves so much. He accomplished a milestone, man. He has passed Karl Malone to be second overall leading scorer in the NBA, man. So that's not a small feat at all, man, for anybody, I don't care who it is, to get into that level of that stratosphere of record books is amazing, you know. So how you feel about, what are your overall thoughts on that, man? Like, for LeBron to be second right now, man, like that's really crazy, man. What you think about it?
I mean, I think it's amazing, man. Like, honestly, like there, I don't think there's no other word for it. It's amazing. Like, LeBron, no one has ever been, in my opinion, got to preface that.
Yeah.
No one has ever been as good as LeBron James has been for as long as he's been. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, we can talk like who's better between him and so, him and Mike, him and Kobe, anybody, him and Kareem, who's number one. But in all honesty, nobody's ever been as good as LeBron James is for as long as he's been this good. And so it's just amazing to me, man. It blows my mind. So what you think about it?
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, because I think here's the thing that I feel like we overlooked for a couple years when he started peaking up top 10, top 5, whatever. LeBron is not a scorer. Like, he's not a shoot first guy, which makes it even more impressive. So, like, we all know Jordan, he coming for your head every night trying to get 30. We all know Kobe was like that. Kareem trying to get buckets on you. Karl Malone trying to get buckets on you. There's a reason why Magic isn't in the top group. There's a reason why Steve Nash isn't in the top group, Mark Jackson, because they're pass first people. For LeBron to, like, at heart be a pass first guy and be number 2 and arguably being number 1 says a lot, bro. Like, I don't think like we should take that lightly at all. Like, he's talked about it from time to time, and the conversation has come up. I've heard conversations where people say he's probably the greatest scorer of all time because of the fact he's pass first and he's number 2. Like, this is a lot, bro. So it's nothing short of amazing that what this man has done with arguably push him to be number one. It really depends on his health and how much he wants to hoop at it, and if he really wants to go for number one. Because I really don't see anything stopping him at this point. Like he had injuries and stuff. He's been battling with that ankle a little bit more, his groin issue a little bit too. But at this point, if he wants to go for number one, I don't see anything stopping him. So him getting number two right now is just amazing, bro. Like it's incredible.
Facts. Like people don't know Kareem. Kareem played for I want to say 19 or 20 years too in the league, and in his last few years, he was not like getting 20 something a night. Like he was not getting 28, 29 a night. LeBron almost averaging 30 a game right now at year 19. So, like, I think that's another thing people are sleeping on. Like, him being this good in his 19th year is not normal. Like, no one has been this good at this age or at this point in their career, let me say. Because he's 37 right now. And so, it's been good 37-year-olds. Like, you can be 37 and still be good in the league. But to be in the league 19 years and still be good in the league, it just doesn't happen. Like, it's an anomaly. So I just think people who don't really pay attention to that part of it. Like, I know, Sports Center and them, they throw out year 19 LeBron all the time. Year 19, doing this in year 19. That's always been like their big thing when like talking about it. But I don't think people really know. Like, nobody does that. Like, year 19 is not a small feat. First off, to play 19 years is already something in itself. Like, the average NBA career, like 8, 9 years. And if you're a good player, you'll play like 12, 13. But for somebody to be 19 years in and still doing what he's doing, it's just amazing. So that's all you can really say. Like, you can't hate on it, you can't disrespect it. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then like I know people who just kind of throw it out there, seem like they're throwing it out there, but they say to try to discredit LeBron a little bit, where it's like, oh, Kareem played 4 years of college. Oh, Jordan played this many years of college and he retired again. Like, okay, excuses. We have to deal with what has actually happened. Regardless of what did happen in the past or whatever, it's pointless. Like, that's a mute point. It doesn't matter. The fact is, LeBron has played for 19 years in the NBA. Did he deal with no college experience? Okay, cool, whatever. Deal with the facts. That doesn't take away from what Jordan and Kareem has done. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to celebrate LeBron, and what he's done has been amazing. Like, if Kareem could have came out of high school, he would have the same. Okay, I'm not dealing with that conversation because I hate hypotheticals. We're not going to play that game. If Jordan didn't retire, okay, he did retire. Let's deal with the facts of what happened. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we can have a talk for another day. Let's deal with the facts for this conversation. LeBron's been in the league 19 years at age 37. Jordan had an opportunity to play till 37. He was not doing this. Was he scoring 20? Yeah. LeBron's still the guy of the NBA. Kareem was not the guy of the NBA at that age, year 19, 20. LeBron still, I don't even care if you don't have a number one. The fact that he's in the conversation says a lot. The fact that he's probably going to be the leading scorer this year says a lot. The fact that he's still talking about winning championships and being the guy for that says a lot. Ain't like he just owned the team and he's like, the number one guy on an okay team. Granted, the Lakers have been struggling this year, but we still had the mindset of LeBron on that team, okay, championship or bust. We didn't have that mindset for Kareem back in the day. We didn't have that mindset for Jordan. So I just feel like people try to hate on LeBron way too much and like discredit him. And they tear him down to praise other people. And I hate that junk. But like, give LeBron his props, bro. Like, I ain't even a LeBron fan like that, but like, give that man his props. Like, balling out year 19. Like, he's balling out year 19. Like, averaging 30 is tough any year. I don't care if it's prime or not. At age 37, year 19, that's a lot. Like, he's think about it, bro. He like, remove basketball aside, he's almost 40 years old. That's just crazy, bro. Like, he's almost 40, bro. People be aching by 30. You start, sliding downhill, early 30s. By the time you hit 35, usually like a role play at this point. LeBron's still balling, man. So people need to start putting a little bit more respect on his name. And like, I understand if you a Kobe guy, you a Jordan guy, which is cool. If I had to pick, I'm more of a Kobe guy. Most of you people know this by now. But I give LeBron his props any chance I get to, man. Like, what he's done and still doing is great. That's the part too. He's still going, and like he's retiring right now. He's still going. So it's a good chance he passes Kareem and does more. But right now, man, like him being number 2 says a lot about him.
Definitely, bro. I don't see how people can even like discredit it, but it what it is. Some people just can't, give props to certain people, or haters gonna hate for lack of a better word. Haters gonna hate. Like if they don't like him, they just won't like him. I believe Shannon Sharp said if you're a Michael Jordan guy, there's pretty much nothing I can say to convince you that like LeBron's better than Michael Jordan, and vice versa. If you're a LeBron guy, it's pretty much nothing you can say to convince somebody that Michael Jordan's better than LeBron. And that's just how it is. So, you just got to make your own personal decision. And, like, I'm not saying LeBron's better than Michael or not like that, or Michael's better than LeBron for that matter. But it's just that, like, if you're not rocking with him, you never will. So I just think the people who get it. And my thing is, when he's done playing, like, I'm glad I sat in the moment. I'll be glad I sat in the moment and realized, like, man, we watching greatness. Like, and people gonna regret that when it's over. Like, man, I didn't really appreciate LeBron when he played. Like, people gonna say that. Yeah. Like, when LeBron James was playing, people like go out their way so much to hate this man sometimes, or like not give him his credit or give him his flowers. Like, you gonna miss him when he gone. Trust and believe. When he not playing no more, I don't even know what the NBA gonna look like when LeBron not playing no more. But I mean, I guess we'll find out sooner than later, which makes me kind of sad.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Because it's like kind of going back to your first point, and there's nothing wrong with being a Jordan guy versus being a Kobe guy versus being a LeBron guy. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Like wherever you stake your flag in, that's cool. But you don't have to tear somebody that's down to like praise whoever you with. You know what I mean? Just you can praise your guy as Jordan without tearing LeBron down or tearing Kobe down. Like it's perfectly fine where you stake your flag at. I have no issue with Jordan. I have no issue with Kobe. I have no issue with LeBron. It's usually the fans that make people dislike whoever that person is. So like a lot of people don't just dislike Duke. They might dislike Duke fans. People don't dislike Alabama, the team. They dislike their fans who makes them dislike the team. And not the specific team. It's people, usually the fans, that makes me dislike whoever we're talking about. So a lot of times people don't just dislike a player. They dislike the fans who make you dislike the player. And then, like you said, when he retires, man, people gonna be sick, man. Just think about, dang, man, LeBron really is like a GOAT. He really is like one of the best guys to ever touch basketball. And pretty much since he was with the Heat, I hate on this man and try to discredit his career. You know what I mean? Like he's probably whatever, like he's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball in the NBA, and I hate on this man. His whole, like you said, I never seen the moment and really appreciated what he gave the game and what he did for the game, So it's gonna get to a point where people are just like, I think he might be the biggest player that's ever been hated on like this. Like,
yeah, definitely.
I don't think people really give him his flowers right now. And he's gonna be the one guy like Kobe got his flowers, he's loved and respected. Jordan, of course, he was worshipped in his career, but LeBron's getting hated on to another level, So I feel like when it's all said and done, people gonna look back and be like, dang, bro, like I feel wrong because I was bitter during this man's career. I didn't appreciate him. And so I think when it's all said and done, we're gonna look at that Mount Rushmore and be like, LeBron has to be up there. You feel me? So like when we talk about the ghost of basketball, he's in a discussion, and you're gonna feel sick for trying to leave him off his whole career. And I think it's gonna hurt them more than it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt them more than it's gonna hurt LeBron looking back at it. But people gotta look in that mirror, man, and just get that butt whooping, man. Just dang, bro. I've been talking about this man his whole career, bro. Like now I gotta face the facts of me not appreciate him, and now he's gone. So it's a personal problem, man.
Hey, like I say, I'll be glad that I sat in the moment when it's all said and done. So, for y'all listening, I hope y'all wise up and just learn to, appreciate him. Even if you don't like him, appreciate him. That's what I just say. Even if you don't like him, appreciate him. I done played against plenty of players that I didn't like, and I just knew they was good. I know they good. Like, they're good players. I just don't like him. Like, and I say that. Like, that's okay. Like, dang, I hate Buddy, but I'll be doggone if he ain't good. Like, so, it's just one of them things. Like, you got to learn to respect what other people have done, even if you don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Why a person once told me, you gotta, even if you don't respect people, you gotta respect their position or the position they in. So like, I might not like that person, but the position they in, you gotta respect that. If they're in a position of authority, gotta respect that authority. They're in a position of like some kind of high status, gotta respect it. LeBron is in the GOAT status, so gotta respect it. Like, even if I don't like it. So that's just what it is.
So when it comes to, we're not, okay, let me clarify this before I go any deeper. We're not having a GOAT discussion necessarily. We're having a Mount Rushmore discussion. That's why I want to head it to. So we're not ranking the top 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just putting them in this, we're seeing them at this table. Okay, let me clarify this. Okay. So when it comes to the Mount Rushmore of the NBA players, who do you have in your top 4? I'm not trying to ask who your GOAT is because people think I'm not trying to. We here, okay?
We like that.
We here. I'm making sure the listeners are here because they're gonna look in and be like, "Oh, y'all saying Bernard King?" Bro, no, I'm not saying that. Like,
Bernard King. No offense to Bernard King.
Patrick Ewing and Bernard King and Wiz. No, bro. Sorry, Knicks fans, we're not doing that. No. What I'm trying to say is there's a certain table when it comes to NBA players. Who are the 4 people at this table? That's the conversation we're about to have. Okay, y'all good? People listening, YouTubers, everybody else. Okay, this is the conversation we're having. So take the GOAT conversation to Shannon Sharp and First Take and everybody else. We're not doing that. Okay, so now we here. So when it comes to this table, this round table of NBA hoopers, bro, who is on your Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore, man. Of course, got to throw Mike up there already. Like, just to get him, and then Kareem up there because, like, what we've been saying, obviously. Mike, first real, well, not first, but dominated the league. We all know his resume: 6 championships, won 6 times, 3 MVPs, and a Defensive Player of the Year. I hope I'm not mistaken. Top 5 all-time scoring.
If you're wrong, somebody's gonna kill you, bro. I'm just.
Man, they gonna correct me if I'm wrong. It's all good. They'll let me know.
Yeah.
Anyway, top 5 in scoring right now, all time. All that. We know Mike. We know who Mike is. Kareem, all-time lead scorer, NBA history. Same amount of rings as Mike, 6. Went to the finals 8 times though. Got the most MVPs in NBA history. Won MVP 6 times. Was an All-Star 19 times. It's just a lot of things you can't replace with Kareem. Probably was the GOAT before Mike. And then so I go Mike, Kareem, then LeBron. I got the LeBron on there. For everything we were just saying, nobody's ever been this good for this long. Gotta have him on there. Then that 4th spot, I feel like is the tough one because my heart want to go Magic Johnson. Like, Magic is my guy. I love Magic Johnson. I'm a little impartial. Yeah, I'm a little impartial to Magic. That's my guy. Like, Magic, the Showtime Lakers, man, the 5 championships, everything, what he did for basketball in general. I kind of want to throw Magic up there. But I know the viewers probably want me to be like Kobe, like Mike, LeBron, Kobe, out the gate. But I got to go Magic. I just got to do it. I got to go Magic on my NBA Mount Rushmore. So Kareem, Bron, Mike, Magic. That's my Mount Rushmore. I'm sticking to it too. So y'all just get me in the comments, bro. I ain't scared. So, but who would you say, man? Who would you throw on your Mount Rushmore?
All right. Of course, Air Jordan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem. Brian. I'm a Kobe guy. I think people should be well with this by now, when it comes to the NBA, huh?
I said I'm waiting to hear it now. Like, you're like, I know you a Kobe guy, so I'm waiting on that 4th name.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna cheat on this one, but it's very understandable. I'm not. It's Magic and Bird. I can't. It's impossible for me to separate those two. I refuse to. Any list I got them on, if you got somebody 5, the other one got to be 6. That's just how I feel about them. I'm not separating them two because I don't think we get Magic without being having Bird there. I don't think we have Bird without Magic being there. So for NBA sakes, just strictly looking at the NBA, here's how I see it personally. If you write the story of the NBA, right? Magic and Bird saved the league.
Oh, definitely.
So that's why, in my opinion, that plays a part into why they're in Mount Rushmore. You know, not just because they saved the league, but like Magic revolutionized the game. Bird is slept on for revolutionizing the game, but he revolutionized it probably one step less than what Magic did. But he's right there behind him, you know, if not beside him. So when it comes to the NBA sake, like Magic was legit a 6'9", 6'10" point guard. Like he wasn't just like, you know, how they try to throw the point forward and all this. No, he was a legit 6'9" point guard. You know, like there's no way around it. Like, and he wasn't the first of his kind, but he was like the most out front. He the most dominant of that type, because you had tall 6'7", 6'6" point guards. You had that before, but he was like the forefather, like the OG that just like made it be superstar cool to be that. And Bird was just like, he was almost a point forward of his time. You know, he, you know, give you dimes, give you steals, very smart player, one of the smartest players of all time. He's a GOAT with trash talking. Like, he led the Celtics to the rings in that time. It's just like, still probably one of the top 5 small forwards in the game. Like, legendary, bro. Like, still one of the best shooters in the game, probably top 10, top 5 shooters. We ain't finna debate on that. But like, Larry Legend, bro. Like, that's his nickname is Larry Legend, bro. Like, there's a reason why. It ain't just one of them nicknames that you just kind of get, like, you just on the slide. Like, no, bro, Larry Legend. So, somewhat cheating, but I don't even consider cheating, because you can't write the book about Magic without having Bird being it. You can't write a book about Bird without having Magic there. So that's why I married the two, and it's like Magic Bird Magic is like the name. So it's like, I don't care how you want to flip it, but they have to be there together. So Jordan, Kareem, Bron, and then Magic and Bird would be that 4th spot. Love Kobe. That's my guy. You know, it pains me a little bit. He'd probably be 5th right there. I had to think about that one, but we pretty much got the same thing. But I just in my mind, you can't separate Magic and Bird. You have, like, you literally just like Siamese twins just conjoined together in the fairy tale of basketball story. So that's my Mount Rushmore. You got to have them two together.
I feel that, bro. Definitely. Like, and I just want you to know, the people gonna get us because neither one of us put Kobe in there. They gonna
I'll take that heat, bro. And I'm a Kobe guy, so I'm taking that one.
I want you to be ready, because they gonna do it. They gonna get us. But
hey, like you said before, like you said, it's our opinion. It's our Mount Rushmore. It's all opinionated, bro. Like, we can have a good conversation about it. I have no problem doing it. Just come at me intelligently, because I have no issue ignoring you and just not responding, because I don't do the social media stuff anyway. You feel me? So you come me ignorant, I have no issue ignoring you at all. It don't hurt my feelings to not respond to you. So, hey, if we can have an intelligent conversation, we good. We can talk about it all day. Come me ignorant, hey, block button is always an option. Ignoring you is always an option. It don't hurt me, man.
Don't hurt me at all.
So that's our list, man. Of Mount Rushmore, the NBA. Now, I'm gonna give you some slight pushback, okay? Let me say it like this. Like I just said for Magic and Bird, right? You can't write the book of NBA without having Magic and Bird on there. Would you feel like Kobe has a bigger impact in that book than Kareem?
That's a difficult question. I would say no, mostly because when you tell the story of the NBA, right? Like you said, you write the book of the NBA being written, and I've had this conversation with other people before. The basketball gods have always delivered us the next face, or the next chosen one, if you will. And it just always works that way. Like, it's always just been delivered, and it always comes right on time for some reason. Now I don't know how or why, but that's just how it is. Like that's the basketball gods have never not delivered. So the book of basketball, or the book of the NBA, I should say, goes Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain, to Dr. J, to Magic and Bird, to Jordan, Kobe and Shaq, and then eventually Kobe, just Kobe, then LeBron James. That's the story of the NBA as it's being written. And my thing, where you were like, how you said, do you think Kobe's impact on the book is bigger or not? I think it's not solely because when Kareem came along, it was Kareem. Kareem dominated the league in his time. In those 70s into the 80s, he dominated the league. He was the best player, literally. Like, there was no debate. And, of course, he played with Oscar Robertson and then Magic Johnson and the old Showtime Lakers, of course. Like, not trying to knock anybody on his teams, anything like that. He had great teams and great teammates. But he dominated the league. It was clear. Like, even with Magic Johnson, he won 3 Finals MVPs. Or, no, wait. I want to say he won 2 of their 3 championships together or something like that. Or, I don't want to be wrong. Anyway, he won Finals MVP over Magic Johnson in multiple championships. Won Finals MVP over Oscar Robertson in their 1 championship together in Milwaukee. Like, this man dominated the league, playing with top-tier Hall of Fame talent. And not to say Kobe didn't dominate the league. Of course, Kobe was a dominant force in the league. But the beginning of his career, Shaq was the better player. Like, let's just be real. He won Finals MVP for those 3 championships. He was the better player for that team. And then, of course, Kobe came into his own eventually. And then, became the guy we know today. But even after that, here came this man named LeBron in 2003. And in 2006, 2007, took his team to the finals. And, he'd been the chosen one since high school. And after a certain period of time during Kobe's reign, Kobe still won championships in 2010 and in 2009, I want to say. Or 2007, I'm sorry, something like that. Because I know the Celtics won in 2008.
You won 9 and 10.
9 and 10. I knew it was somewhere around there. So, yeah, he still won in 2009, 2010. But after that, LeBron James went to Miami and the rest is history. 10 straight finals. So, it's not really Kobe's fault, but LeBron James kind of stole that light from him. He was still Kobe, but LeBron James became the face of the league. And in the middle of his prime, or in the middle of his best years of basketball. So that's not entirely Kobe's fault, but when Kareem was playing, nobody took that from him. Nobody. He played with Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson did not take that from him until he was old. And then it was like, hey, Magic, you running the show. And then, but that happens. But Kobe was in the middle of his prime years. That you won a championship in 2010. LeBron take his talents to South Beach. The rest is history. So, I hate to feel like I'm knocking Kobe. I still got a lot of love and respect for him as a player. But that's just how I feel. I feel like Kareem's book in the book of basketball, his chapter, let me say, in the book of basketball, is this much thicker than Kobe's. So I feel like he had a big impact on the game, and that's just me. So, y'all feel, what you think? I know other people going to probably hate me for this, but, that's fine.
I'm going to give a slight pushback. Now, once again, I'm not 100% accurate on this. I'm a little bit early in my time, but I like to call myself somewhat of a basketball historian. So, like you said, 70s and 80s was Kareem time, but the face of the league was Dr. J.
Mm-hmm.
He was the NBA and ABA guy. He really was the face of the merger when that happened. Now, Kareem was the most dominant, but the guy was Dr. J. Now, when you look at the NBA story being written and told by it right now, the media frames a lot of stuff, how people see the game and talk about the game. Kareem isn't talked about as much for whatever reason. Maybe because he's not the sexiest pick and he's just he kind of wasn't the most friendliest guy with the media. So I can kind of understand that. But when you're being objective, Kareem was very dominant. And like you said before, nobody snatched the crown from him as being the most dominant player. Who was going to snatch the crown from him, though? Like, what big was he playing against to really just be like, he can challenge him? Because
Will Chamberlain was still in the league.
Wilt wasn't really that guy. I think around the same time because he had some injuries. I'm not saying Kareem is wrong, but Wilt wasn't consistently there. Like right now, KD's dealing with injuries right now, but he's still killing. But injuries will sidelining him. It's not the actual game; it's injuries sidelining him right now. So just kind of push me just a little bit. You know, I'm not saying you're wrong, just for debate's sake. So did anybody really challenge Kareem to that extent? Like back, and then another thing, back in the day, it was about the bigs. So all I had to do was be a big, and we're gonna feature you. Bill Walton was up there. Injury took him out the game. Wilt was still in the game, but he wasn't really rocking out like that. Bill Russell was getting older around that time. He wasn't really doing too much. Their times really the 60s. Kareem dominated the 70s, but Dr. J was the guy, you know.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Magic was a rook, really. He was a young pup by the time got together. And so there's really not really opportunity for him to snatch the crown from him because it was more of a passing the torch rather than snatching the torch. And on the other side for Kobe, he was disliked. So some of his reign, he should have been called the guy, was taken from him. He probably should have had more MVPs, but once again, the media pushed a lot of narrative. So Kobe got more hate than he should have got love. And so by the time, like you said, LeBron came and took the crown from him, he had injuries. He had the shoulder injury. He had the Achilles injury. Then he had some other injury too that really messed him up. But Kobe finna play through that jump, bro. So let the media tell it. LeBron just snatched the crown from him. Actuality, I'm not trying to like. I'm kind of being a Kobe guy, but I'm not being a Kobe guy. Kobe was dealing with injuries, you know. You feel me? But we, for as long as we was like, oh, Kobe, LeBron for me up in the finals. What happened that year? LeBron didn't make it to the finals. 09. Magic won. That was that year in 09 when Kobe beat the Magic and Dwight Howard. After that, Kobe. He was the guy. Then the year after that, LeBron lost in the finals. The year after that, LeBron and the Heat did their thing. Okay, cool. But pretty much from then on, Kobe was injury ready. He never really had a good year or a good team after that, you know. So after the championship with the Lakers, you probably had one or two good teams after that, and the rest of it was just like going downhill. So just a slight pushback, you know, kind of giving my perspective to add to this little gumbo we're making. But how do you feel about, you know, that little nugget I gave?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, and it is facts. Like what you said is true. But at the same time, the way I look at it is the best ability is availability. I'm gonna say that again. The best ability is availability. And I can't do nothing with you if I can't use you or if you ain't there. Feel me? So, like you said about Mike a little bit earlier, people say, you know, LeBron, knocking LeBron, Mike retired twice, and then you know whatever, this and this. He hurt his foot, whatever. The best ability is availability. Like, and we can talk about that with anybody. Like, if you're not available, if you're injury riddled, you say Bill Walton. Who's to say Bill Walton ain't better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? He dominated basketball for a little while, but the injuries took him out. Who's to say Penny Hardaway ain't better than Magic Johnson? Injuries took him out. Who's to say Tracy McGrady ain't better than Kobe? Injuries took him out. But the best ability is availability. LeBron is the most durable superstar we ever seen. Never been out for no extended period of time until last year or 2 years ago, whatever year that was, where he pulled his groin. Like, we never see LeBron out for long periods of time, like, just being real. And you said Kobe was injury riddled after that 2010 championship, but no, 2009 championship, but he ain't retired till 2018. So the next 9 years, injury riddled, best ability is availability. It's not available. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna go with the guy that was available, and that's just how I feel. So like we could say LeBron snatched the crown from. I wouldn't say he snatched the crown from him. That's just the way things shook out. Because like I said, the basketball guys always deliver right on time. So like you said, Kobe was injury riddled. Here's LeBron James, the most durable athlete we ever seen. Like that's just the way it is. Bill Russell on the decline. Here comes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the decline. Magic Johnson right there, picked right back up. Never missed a step. Magic and Bird. Magic and Bird on the decline. Here comes this guy named Michael Jordan. Brought the league right back. And it's crazy because the guys in the league know that's happened. They be like, oh, it's going to be Michael's league. They say it like, oh, it's going to be Mike's league.
Magic and Bird said that, John, too.
Exactly. It's going to be Mike's league in a little while. We getting old. Like, it's going to be him. Mike in the league. You seen that young boy at the Lakers. I heard he don't never pass the ball.
Yep.
Kobe, like, LeBron's a great player. Like, just enjoy the ride. Like,
yeah.
Like, literally. That's how it is, man. Like, the basketball guys always deliver. They have never not delivered. And, you know, like I said earlier, I don't know what we're going to do after LeBron. I don't know what the league going to look like after LeBron. But I do know in the past that the basketball guys have always delivered right on time. So I can't help but like believe that somebody will come that'll be, they won't be LeBron, but will replace LeBron. Like, we'll take that crown from him and be like, I am the new guy. I'm the face of the league now. So that's just how I feel about it. So even with everything you said, Kareem's book is still thicker. Kareem's chapter in the league, in the book of the league, is bigger than Kobe Bryant's. It has more of an impact in my mind. Kobe has an impact on us because that's our generation. Yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, gotta go Kareem. Sorry, like he look what he did. Like, he's just done more in my eyes than Kobe has.
I think Kobe's impact. I think Kareem's impact is more of his stats. And like you said, more of the narrative of his dominance. And I think Kobe's impact is more subjective. Like, you can't pull out a piece of paper and be like, this is what Kobe. No. Kobe's impact is you can't point to it and touch it. The 81 game is one part of it. I remember talking to somebody on Twitter, and they was like, if you look at Kareem's career, he really didn't have that crazy of a career. Like, his career high was like 55. Then he only scored like 6 50-point games. Like, he like, you would think him being leading scorer, he would have been the one that scored 100 in the game, or he would, like, he never had a 60-point game, 78, like none of that. He had a career high of like 55, 56, and he had like 6 50-point games, a lot of 30s, 40s. Like, that's kind of crazy to think about too. Kareem did never like just give anybody buckets. That's crazy to think about. But Kobe put up 81. He put up plenty of 60-point games. And I think he had a 70-point game too, or close to it, something like that. Like, the Mamba mentality. I think Kobe's impact as far as NBA goes, is not going to be the dominance of what he did, which, don't get me wrong, he dominated for a stretch. Boy, he was on talking about giving somebody buckets. He went on a tear. My boy, I got to go back and watch some of that film, because he was putting on, like, it was beautiful basketball music to watch him go on that tear. But I think his impact is more of his, like, the Mamba mentality, and like from him after that, of the impact of what he left is, it's our generation and people younger than us of what has happened. So I feel like when it comes to the NBA story being written, you're gonna have a lot of people point back to Kobe more than bigs point back to Kareem. Not to say take away from Kareem, but because once again, I had Kareem in my Mount Rushmore of NBA, so I'm not trying to sit here and like do none of that stuff. So I just feel like, if we had a fifth spot for that, I feel like Kobe more than likely would be that fifth guy for both of us, because I'm a Kobe guy, and you respect Kobe, so I just feel like that's where that would have went. But yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough, but Kareem's that dude, man. So I think I'm glad we spent a lot of time giving him his props. So I'm glad we able to do that.
Yeah, me too. Because our generation don't think about Kareem because we ain't seen him play. Same thing for Bill Russell and them, which is understandable. We didn't see them play. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to say is, like, I think it's big for us because we talked about this before. Kobe's impact on the culture of basketball is unmatched by a lot of people. Like if we talking about culture, like we talked about this in our basketball culture episode, which y'all should go check out, by the way. But Kobe's the impact on the culture of basketball is huge. Like people our age still throwing trash into the trash can saying Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like his impact is huge. Mamba mentality, we still saying that, applying it to our daily lives, all that. But I think my thing is Kobe did all of that. Kareem didn't impact the basketball culture as much as him. So we don't think about him like that. Like we know what he did, but we don't think about it because he's not cultural. It's not something we deal with in our everyday life or think about regularly. Only thing we really remember Kareem for is the skyhook, which nobody does anymore. Nobody. Like people taking Kobe fadeaways every game, but nobody out here doing the skyhook.
Yeah,
nobody. And like that was his impact on basketball, the most unstoppable shot in basketball, the skyhook. Like, but nobody's doing that. The NBA leading all-time scorer, nobody using his signature move. That shows you his impact on the culture of basketball wasn't big because we not out here like Kareem. Nobody's saying that. I'm finna hit Buddy with the Kareem real quick. I'm finna get in my Kareem bag. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to the court dressing like Kareem. Nobody's putting on a pair of Kareems. Like nobody's putting on the Kareem jersey. Like it's just not us. That's not our thing. I don't know what they did in the 80s when he was like still like memorable and fresh on their minds. Like I don't know how it was then. But that's just not us. People still wear Kobe's. People wear Kobe jerseys. People still mention Kobe in talks today. Mamba mentality, 81-point game, all of that. The fadeaway, the footwork. We still talking about it. Like it's still amazing to us. But we're not doing that for Kareem. So the culture impact that Kobe has is just so much bigger that we kind of lose him in the shuffle a little bit. But if we look at basketball, strictly basketball and basketball impact, it's Kareem for all the reasons I mentioned before. So that's my only thing with it, man. Like, and like I wish if Kareem did a move like the fadeaway or something, or even like Hakeem with the dream shape or anything, it might not be something that everybody can do. But if he did something that like people still think about or like mention or use, it would be better for him for his case. But like nobody does the skyhook. I can't tell you why. I don't do it. Like Shaq didn't come up like, let me learn the skyhook so I can get to what Kareem got. Like they just didn't. Nobody picked up on it. So I don't know why. I don't know what. Like maybe they just think it doesn't look cool or what it is. Kareem not a very cool guy in our minds, I guess. But it's just what it is. But in basketball terms and in basketball, in the grand scheme of things, like gotta get him over Kobe. Sorry, love Kobe. Like it's just me though.
So when it comes to the overall basketball, not just NBA but basketball overall, Mount Rushmore, who would you place as your 4?
Basketball in general.
Yeah, so not just NBA, but like their overall basketball career. Who would you have in that table?
Kareem number 1. Kareem probably has the best basketball resume of any basketball player. High school champion, 3-time college national champion at UCLA in the 3 years that he played basketball. Because back in those days, you couldn't play as a freshman. So as a freshman, he didn't play. The next 3 years, he won national championships, was MVP all 3 years. Dominated basketball. Went to the NBA, 6 championships, 4 finals MVPs out of 6, tied with Michael Jordan in the championships. All-time leading scorer. Like, resume unmatched in my eyes. I want to say 3 MVPs, 4 MVPs. I said it earlier. Yeah. Resume unmatched basketball wise. In the grand scheme of basketball, no comparison. Kareem up there. Then I got to go Mike for his impact on the game, what he did. And, how everyone feels about Mike. Mike is just too memorable, just huge, too huge. Then gotta go LeBron. LeBron face of the league right now. Been the face of the league for the last almost 15 years, I guess you could say. Last 15 years. Most durable athlete, most never been, I said it all, nobody's been this good for this long. So I know my list starting out pretty much the same. Last on my list for basketball Mount Rushmore, Diana Taurasi, the WNBA GOAT, if you will. Now, I know what somebody gonna say. How you gonna put the white mamba on the Mount Rushmore, but not the black mamba? But talking about basketball, Diana Taurasi was at one point the lifeline of the WNBA. Just being real. At one point in the WNBA's history, in the book of the WNBA, we're talking about the book of the NBA, in the book of the WNBA, Diana Taurasi's chapter is long. So I just feel like she's deserving, need that props. You feel me? And part of me wanted to say Kobe too, just because of his impact on the culture. Part of me also wanted to say maybe Maya Moore, but I think I'm gonna go with Diana Taurasi just because she has a huge impact on the culture of basketball too, and she's still playing, still good, and just respected by her peers and by not only her peers in female basketball players, but also male basketball players. To even have the nickname the White Mamba, that ain't no small feat. People don't throw that around. You know what I'm saying? So people don't even like when you certain people don't even like when you compare other NBA players to Kobe. Like when people do moves, they be like, "Oh man, that's Kobe-esque. Oh, he looked just like Kobe." Some folks get mad. So for them to dub her the White Mamba, I feel like that speaks for her in itself and what she did for women's basketball. So I think I'm gonna go with her. Part of me also want to go Lisa Leslie. Let me throw that in there too. I thought about Lisa Leslie, but once again, I saw Diana Taurasi play. Know what she's done for the game. It's big, the lifeline of the NBA for a long time. So that's me. So what you think, bro?
I am thoroughly surprised, but I appreciate that last pick. I like that one. So my list, my table, my Mount Rushmore. Kareem, like you said, high school champion, college champion, pro champion. He has the college overall most winning streak, whatever you say. They had an 88 win streak. He's part of that until UConn girls broke that 100 something game winning streak, which is crazy. So Kareem overall basketball career is ridiculous. Whew. This is tough for me. I'm gonna go Jordan. He won in college too. Probably the most dominant NBA player to ever grace the court in the NBA. We all know his resume, so I ain't got to do all that. Believe it or not, these next two are real tough for me, bro.
I know it is.
Man. The reason, let me do it like this. The reason I could not say LeBron is because his high school career, his college career is non-existent, which somewhat hurts him, but doesn't hurt him at the same time, if that makes sense. For the reason that I'm putting everybody else that I'm going to have on this list on here. High school, they dominated at 3 levels. Not to say LeBron wouldn't have, but it's another thing of actually did and might have. I don't deal with hypotheticals. I hate hypotheticals. I don't want to do that. So what actually happened, I knocked LeBron 2 points out of like 100. So instead of having 100, you got a 98, bro. Like whoop-de-doo, So that's why I'm struggling with LeBron right here, just a tiny bit. But his longevity and what he's done, him possibly being number one overall in scoring, that's a whole nother thing. So he's in that discussion for me for sure. Diana Taurasi's in that discussion for me. Like you said, Lisa Leslie. If I had my pick for WNBA, I probably would go Maya Moore. She was dominant, not just good, but dominant at every level. Like she was hands down the most incredible women's basketball player at UConn. She was the dog there. She transitioned from that to the WNBA. She was dog in there, and she retired in her prime. So I hate to pull it hypothetical, but she pulled a Jordan. She was like, man, what if she would have stayed? What if she would have kept playing? Whatever. But for what we actually have from her, what she actually did, her resume is ridiculous, And she's talked about as being a GOAT, So that's arguably one of my picks. A curveball at you, who I feel no shame throwing out there, Isaiah Thomas. High school won, college won, pro won, gold medals. You can't name too many, not just players, but great players who won at all three levels. I think him and Kareem are the only guys to be the guy. Jordan won in college, but he wasn't the guy in college. I'm talking about be the guy and win multiple on multiple levels. I think him, I might be wrong on this, so don't kill me. Just off the top of the head, I think Zeke and Kareem are the only people to win multiple championships at multiple levels in basketball. So these last two picks for my Mount Rushmore of basketball is probably down to those three between Zeke, Bron, and Maya Moore. Man.
So Kobe not in the conversation then, huh?
I mean, yeah, but
Kobe also has no college career.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's in the conversation, but he's not going to pass those guys for me. I'm talking about basketball overall. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just NBA, but like, was he really that great in high school? Did he win it like and dominate at the high school level? And this my guy.
I mean, clearly he did. He got drafted, but
no, I'm not saying that. But once again, rings, championships, domination, and being drafted along with that stuff. Kareem dominated, bro. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Zeke dominated, LeBron dominated there with the guy. You know what I mean? Kobe's my guy, but I think he falls after them in that basketball conversation. And once again, I'm a Kobe guy, so it hurts for me to do this. But I have to try to be objective as possible with this. So Kareem, Jordan. Oh man, this is tough. I'm gonna go Bron. I got to throw Isaiah in there, man. I love Maya Moore, Kobe, Diana, but I think I'm gonna go Zeke. He won back to back with the Pistons, man. He won at Indiana, gold medals.
And to kind of give in, try to give you a little something. He won in the middle of Magic, Bird, and Jordan. Magic, Bird, and Jordan all in the league at the same time. Isaiah Thomas 2 championships back to back. That's crazy, and like it shows. Like if you look at the list of NBA champions, it goes like Lakers, Celtics, Lakers, Celtics, Lakers, Celtics, whatever. Like I don't know the order, but you know what I'm saying. Lakers, Celtics, Lakers, Celtics, Pistons, Bulls. It's just like that. So I kind of appreciate what you're saying. Like this man, you feel me? He threw his hat in the ring. Like, hey, yeah. I'm out here. I know you see Magic. I know you see Bird. I know you see Mike. But right there in the middle of them, Isaiah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, man. I'm being slightly biased from him being an underdog and like not giving a little guard a chance. But like, bro, like even being objective about that, like you said, it was I think early 80s, the Sixers won one of them joints. And like you said, it was just the back and forth between Bird and Magic of like, who getting it this year? I'm getting it. Okay, I'm getting it. Zeke came in, Isaiah came in and said, give me one of them. Matter of fact, give me back to back. Here you go, Joe. I know
Hit
you
him in
have
the
it.
mouth.
Like he snatched that joint too. That wasn't just like old Magic and Bird. Like he beat them bros. Like before Bird got hurt, before Magic got his decline, he smacked both in the mouth and said, "I'm taking these rings. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. Because I got two of them boys back to back." Then smack Jordan. Like he's the reason Jordan. He played a role in Jordan becoming Jordan. Let's be truthful. Jordan wouldn't have become the same level of Jordan. Well, they played an impact in Jordan becoming Jordan. I'll say that. Bad Boys Pistons framed his career to a large extent. You know, that drove him to be a maniac and be like, boy, I got to beat them. Like, I have to. Like, he went in the weight room and did his thing because of them. So, Zeke gets slept on a lot of times when we have a lot of discussions, but he's up there for me in the basketball Mount Rushmore. Like, Indiana, I think he won back-to-back with them, too. You know, so I think we had the conversation of the top 5 point guards. I think I left him off at one point or something like that, and it pained me to do that. So he's a top 5 point guard. You know, I don't even remember what my list was, but he's in top 5 point guard. Let's just ignore that episode, you know, because I don't even remember. But top 5 point guard all time. He's that dude, man. So as much as it hurts me to leave Maya Moore, Dana Taurasi, and Kobe off, I think Zeke is up there, man. Like I know he only won 2, but when it comes to overall basketball, bro, you got to include college and high school career too. And he was the guy at that level. So, man, that last spot was tough for me, man. Like earlier the last 2, but for me, it's Kareem, Bron, Jordan, Zeke, and then, you know, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, we can talk about Diana, DT, White Mamba, Maya Moore, and Cole. So, man, that was tough in the NBA for me, man. Because you start talking about WNBA and college careers and stuff, man. So that's my Mount Rushmore. That one hurt, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That was tough. So
I understand. When you talk about basketball as a whole, and we are basketball fans, like we are fans of multiple people that respect multiple people, love multiple people's games. It's kind of hard when you got to narrow it down to 4, and you feel like you're disrespecting other guys by not picking them. Yeah. Like, but you know, I'm the type of person like, you know, when you play pickup and you the one picking the team, and you got your homeboy and a guy better than your homeboy. So who you pick?
Yeah.
Your homeboy ain't bad, but he's not as good as this guy.
Yeah.
So who you take?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm the type of guy, give me the guy better than my homeboy. That's me. And it's just business. And I'd have homeboys, and I'd have homeboys be like, "Hey, bro, you ain't gonna pick me, bro. We boys." It ain't about that, bro. I'm trying to win. Not that you bad. I just need this guy. Like, like that's just me though. Like it's business. Like if somebody, and I'm one of the people that hate when people pick their homeboys because I'm clearly better than your homeboy and you picking him. Your homeboy 5'9". Like,
hey man, don't do me like that, bro.
No offense, but like I'm a whole 6'7" athlete. Yeah. You picking this 5'9" dude that can barely make a corner 3 when he wide open. Cause he your boy, cause y'all rolled together or something like that. Yes. Like that's not me. I'm gonna pick who I think is the best or who fits the criteria of what I need. So all love and respect to Kobe. We all know that. All love and respect to Maya Moore, Tamika Catchings, Lisa Leslie. All love and respect to them. All love and respect to Zeke. You know, you threw him in there. Yeah. Magic, Bird, the guys who I left off. But it's my piece. I'm taking the guy who I feel like fit the criteria. So
yeah, I forgot about Magic and Bird too, because you think about it, Magic won in college too. I think Magic won in high school too. So you know what I mean? It's just it's no slight to anybody. Like I got love and respect. Like I said, I got Magic and Bird in my NBA all the time. You know what I mean? Somebody could debate I should have him instead of Zeke. I'm perfectly fine with that. You can have I could throw Maya Moore in there because she was part of that UConn run that had to it was untouched. She was undefeated. I think if not her whole career, most of her career. You feel me? So for me personally, I was really battling between Maya and Zeke for that 4th spot. You know, it's just I might wake up tomorrow and be like, man, Maya Moore should have been on that list. Like, man, hey, it's my subjective opinion, bro. I might go on IG Live tomorrow and be like, yo, man, I know I said Zeke, but I think I got to go with Maya. who cares, man? Like, that's my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as we
And
get
I
done
reserve the right
recording,
to change my mind.
I do. I could take Kareem off my NBA and put Hakeem Olajuwon on there if I wanted to. Y'all can blast me all y'all want to. It's my opinion. You feel me? I think that gets lost in a lot of translation of like it's all opinionated.
Exactly.
But it don't matter, man. But yeah, man, I think that's tough for me. So I think my fourth spot was really a juggle between Maya Moore and Zeke because she was smacking. As soon as she touched basketball, she was just smacking everybody. UConn, I think she won 3 of them things. She came to WNBA. She won the first championship Minnesota ever had. Then she won 2 or 3. One or 2 more of them. I don't remember exactly. She won MVP. She did her thing. So, man, that's way tougher list than NBA. So, my last one I'll throw at you. Try to go through this a little quick. I don't even know if we should do this, but I don't even know how we're gonna do it. But who is gonna be tough for sports overall? Not just basketball, not just NBA, but every single sport in this world. Yo, Mount Rushmore. So this is the GOAT of GOATs.